Coming up, results from nearly 50 schools in the state have come back with high levels of lead in their water systems. Find out if your child's school has been affected. And many have been affected by Hurricane Ian in Florida. We'll tell you what Delawareans are doing to help. Plus, almost a year of reconstruction, a historical museum is getting ready to reopen its doors once again. All this plus your local sports and weather starts right now. It's been almost 5 months since tenants living on the 800 block of North Adams Street in Wilmington were displaced, but are now facing the harsh reality of moving once again. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Due to serious structural issues and other code violations, many had the option of moving into the Newcastle County Hope Center or the Fairview Inn Motel. However, residents living in the motel recently received a letter stating that they have until October 14th to relocate. 47, according to the Delaware Division of Public Health, that's the total number of schools in the state that have elevated results of lead in their water. The recent results of lead in schools' drinking water has prompted one school in Newcastle to shut off its water supply completely. Wallace Wallen School, known as N3, is an extension of William Penn High School where students take driver's ed and participate in ROTC. According to the sample results from the Delaware Division of Public Health, almost all of the sampling points in the Wallace Wallen School are in the red zone. The district was notified back in June and immediately shut off the water in the building.
At no point was there ever drinking water available to anybody in that building once we were notified that the levels were elevated.
The district is continuing to work with the state and waiting to find out when the entire water main will be replaced. On the topic of lead, an $8 million grant was awarded to Newcastle County to help protect families from lead. Funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the grant will be used through the Lead-Based Paint Hazard Control Grant Program. The investment will repair 325 units across the county. There's much more concern from thousands of state of Delaware retirees over Medicare open enrollment, that thanks to a decision made months ago that many are just now finding out about.
We're not dead yet. We're not dead yet. We're not dead yet.
Earlier this week, state retirees and their families gathered at the City-County building in Wilmington to rally to oppose the switch to Highmark Medicare Advantage from their previously negotiated benefits package. Already, organizers opposed the switch have formed Rise Delaware. That stands for Retirees Investing in Social Equity Delaware, and they've gone to court. Lawmakers and state officials have held community meetings to hear questions and concerns about the plan. One of the chief complaints is that the change apparently requires pre-authorization for hundreds of medical decisions. Now, the decision to switch was made by the State Employee Benefits Committee. Many retirees are just now finding out about the changes as decisions about enrollment need to be made. For more information on the Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield Delaware Medicare Advantage plan, you can find that at delawarepensions.com. And longtime Wilmington City Council person Loretta Walsh retired from her seat this week after serving residents for 3 decades. The 73-year-old Wilmington resident retired from the post she's held since returning to office in 2004. It's unclear who may fulfill the remaining 2 years in Walsh's at-large council term. In the event of a council vacancy, the remaining council members, by a majority vote, appoint someone to serve out the remainder of the 4-year term. Walsh's decision to retire mid-term comes amid escalating health issues that have recently put her in the hospital. Walsh's retirement marks the second city council position to be vacated before the end of the current term. Former councilperson Rashima Dixon, who passed away suddenly last month, stepped down at the beginning of the year to pursue expanded business endeavors and was replaced by councilperson Albert Mills. Beginning Friday, October 7th, Wilmington City Council will be soliciting letters of interest from residents affiliated with the Democratic Party for the filling of the at-large seat. Coming up after the break, new medical technology with an interesting name is now being used by paramedics. We'll tell you all about it. And later, a new exhibit is ready to open. We'll let you know what it's all about. Stay with us. You're watching DETV News.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
A new beginning, a second chance. Call it what you want, but this is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding someone who believes in you looks like. I thought Goodwill was just a store until a friend told me about Train to Gain through Goodwill's Job Resource Center. After 5 years away, I had a lot of self-doubt and fear about my future. But Goodwill had my back, and today, I love where I work. They matched me with an employer who believes in second chances. And now, I have a new start thanks to Goodwill.
To learn more about Goodwill's career development opportunities, call today.
Welcome back. Well, it's been a dreary first week of October with lots of rain, but hopefully there'll be some fall sunshine in the mix. Hey, Shakira.
That's right, Matt. These past few days have been filled with nothing but rain and cloudy skies, but we're in luck because it looks like it's going to be a bit sunnier over the weekend. On Feel Good Friday, we'll have a high of 75 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And on Saturday, the temperature will drop down to a low of 57 degrees, but at least the skies will be mostly sunny throughout the day. And lastly, wrapping up the weekend on Sunday, it'll be a high of 67 degrees with bright, clear, and sunny skies. Now, if you haven't already figured it out, fall is definitely here and in full swing. So if you haven't done so already, it's time to break out the comfy, cozy sweaters and those boots, especially if you plan on attending the Art Loop this weekend. City residents and art lovers from around the region are invited to the next Art Loop Wilmington this Friday, October 7th. The popular free art exhibition, now in its 34th year, is a partnership between the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs and Out and About magazine. Galleries in downtown Wilmington and along the Christina Riverfront will participate in this month's Art Loop. A complete list can be found in the October issue of Out and About magazine. I'm Shakira Denise, and this has been your DETV 3-day weekend weather forecast. Back to you, Matt.
Shakira, thank you. And speaking of weather, Hurricane Ian has forever changed the lives of so many in Florida, with the death toll raised to just over 100. Over 40,000 residents have been displaced, but they aren't the only ones. 68 pets displaced by Hurricane Ian have arrived in our area. A flight carrying dozens of dogs and cats landed in Newcastle earlier this week. The animals were in a Florida shelter prior to the hurricane, and their relocation allows the shelters to focus on local family pets displaced by the devastation. A Wings of Rescue flight funded by Petco Love flew the animals from Naples, Florida.
We're the first call to ask what can we do to help. And we're so lucky to have partners like Petco Love and Wings of Rescue and the Naples Humane Society who can gather animals and get them out of that area so that we can find them homes up here.
The cats and dogs were evaluated by the Brandywine Valley SPCA medical team and are now available for adoption. Adoption information can be found at bvspca.org/adopt. And blood centers in Florida have also been affected by Hurricane Ian. That's why the Blood Bank of Delmarva is calling all residents to donate.
Our parent company, New York Blood Center, was asked to send 600 products, and I was told they were able to send 100. That's a fraction of what they needed. And so we want to follow suit and be in a situation where we can help Florida as well. We just need people to come in and fill the donor beds so that we can be in a position to help our fellow Americans.
The Blood Bank of Delmarva says that these donations are essential to maintaining a stable supply of blood and platelets in impacted regions, what can help save lives through this difficult time. POCUS, unlike the movie Hocus Pocus, the Newcastle County paramedics introduced the new technology that can help save lives. Our DETV's Kaylin Pride is back with more.
Point-of-care ultrasound, otherwise known as POCUS, is a portable ultrasound technology used during cardiac arrest situations.
So what we're doing when we see a certain cardiac rhythm is we're trying to identify basically if we need to stay or if we need to start adding medications to our toolbox and moving a little bit faster to get the patient to the hospital.
The technology was introduced in early August and is used in 4% of EMS systems in the country.
Our system is small. We can do a little bit more things than somebody that's got a smaller system. So with our new medical director, Justin Eisman, he started looking at how we could start putting this in service, and after doing some research, we decided this was the way to go.
According to Newcastle County paramedics, treatment with POCUS is a massive step forward for pre-hospital services and leads to improving patient outcomes. With DETV, I'm Kaylin Pride.
To kick off Fire Prevention Week, Delmarva Power donated 1,000 smoke alarms and 250 carbon monoxide detectors to the Delaware State Fire Marshal's office and the Wilmington Fire Department.
This year in Delaware, unfortunately, we have had 16 fire fatalities. Of those 16 fire fatalities, 10 of them did not have a working smoke alarm, and 6 of them did. So it's pretty important.
The 16th annual Walk for Autism is upon us, and in support, Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer presented a $2,500 check to Autism Delaware. The event will be held on Saturday, October 8th at Delaware City's Fort DuPont and on October 15th at Hudson Fields down in Milton. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and to kick off, members of the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition along with survivors took turns raising the breast cancer awareness flag. The flag was raised at the Newcastle County Government Center to recognize those who have fought and are still fighting the disease.
What we know from the Breast Cancer Coalition and others is that awareness makes a difference. Truly coming here today, raising a flag, bringing attention to this may cause a woman or a man to go get checked out and may just save their life. Those incarcerated in Delaware prisons now have a second chance at getting an education. 750 Delaware inmates are currently enrolled in Delaware's prison education programs. The programs feature a wide range of academic and vocational instruction. It's also the second year of Delaware's participation in the Second Chance Pell experiment. As a Second Chance Pell Grant participant, Delaware Tech began offering its Human Services Associate's degree program at Baylor Women's Correctional Facility in 2021.
I finally know I can do better and be better. If I can realize my potentials, others can too. And education may be the key to reducing recidivism rates. I just want to thank everyone who was involved in making these education opportunities possible. I think I speak for all BWCI residents when I say please continue the good work and keep the classes coming. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Sports is up next.
The most common question people ask me is, why am I not playing professionally? I had a very successful high school career. I was Gatorade Player of the Year 3 times, 2-time state champion. But what people don't know is that I also had 2 other knee surgeries in my sophomore and junior season. People always ask me, do you wish you could take back your injuries? But I'm actually glad that I got hurt. After those injuries, I turned into a totally different player. Things just started to go up from there. One day I got a call from Trevor Cooney at the 76ers Fieldhouse, and he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to use the facility for my training. All of the pieces started coming together, and before you know it, Han Hoops was now running in a beautiful multi-million-dollar facility. Business was booming. My ultimate goal when building this was just to really make kids happy and get them invested into committing to basketball. It's important that I make sure I open these doors for all of my kids, while at the same time showing them the amount of endless possibilities that can come from working hard, giving 110%, and to never fear adversity. My ultimate goal is to get all my kids to the D1 level, the same stage that I was able to play at. In 2 to 3 years, you're gonna hear a lot of big names, and a lot of kids' lives are going to be changed. That's what we do at Han Hoops. Come join us. My name is Adriana Han, and I'm the founder and creator of Han Hoops.
to DETV News. I'm Nick Alessandrini. Some big things going on in the world of sports. We have some shakeups in the high school football rankings. The Blue Hens improved to 5-0. The Eagles are the last undefeated team in the NFL. And how about the Phillies? They have locked up a spot in the postseason for the first time since 2011 with a win over the Astros on Monday night. So where to begin? Let's start with high school football. Third-ranked, 3-0 Sussex Central traveling to number 2 Smyrna to take on the 2-1 Eagles. We start this one in the second, 0-0 with the Eagles driving. 1st and 10 from the 11 when Ymir Knight takes it out of that earthquake formation, bounces off defenders for the score. Eagles lead 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Then late in the first half, more Ymir Knight finds a hole and punches it in from 4 yards out. 16-0 Smyrna at the half. Smyrna would add one more in the third. More Ymir Knight once again as Brian Wright able to find him out of the backfield for a 12-yard touchdown, and the Eagles take care of business with a 22-0 shutout win over Sussex Central. Let's take a look at some of the rankings ahead of Week 5, and we're going to start with Class 3A. Leading the group is Middletown, followed by Smyrna. Dover gets up to that third spot. Sussex Central drops to 4. Sally's 5. Appo 6, and St. George's 7. Over to your Class 2A rankings, Howard sits atop at number 1, Friends 2, St. Mark's 3, Caravel up to 4, Archmere falls back to 5, and Lake Forest and Newark rounding out 6 and 7. Over to Class 1A, Laurel, the defending state champs, still at number 1, St. E's at number 2, the Odessa Ducks up to number 3. How about the Charter Force at 4, Tatnall at 5, and Seaford and St. Andrews rounding out 6 and 7. And then there was one. The Eagles are the only remaining undefeated team in the NFL with the 29-21 win over the Jags on Sunday. Miles Sanders gained 134 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, one of 4 rushing touchdowns for the Birds on the afternoon. Now the 4-0 Eagles will travel out west where they will meet Kyler Murray and the 2-2 Cardinals. The Birds will look to keep it rolling in Glendale this Sunday. Kickoff is set for 4:25 on Fox. And the Eagles aren't the only undefeated Birds in the area. The 6th-ranked Delaware Blue Hens improved to 5-0 with a conference win over Towson 24-10 on Saturday. Former Smyrna quarterback Nolan Henderson continued his incredible season for the Hens as he went for 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense does what it usually does, holding the Towson offense to just 3 points in that win. The Hens will now head on the road to Williamsburg, Virginia to take on the 4-1 16th-ranked William and Mary Tribe. Kickoff for that game is set for 3:30 p.m. on Saturday on 94.7 WDSD and iHeartRadio. For the first time since 2011, there is postseason baseball in Philadelphia. The Phillies clinched a National League wildcard spot on Monday with a 3-0 win over the Astros. It marks the first time in over a decade the Phillies will have a chance at a playoff run here in October. Though the playoff berth is clinched, there is still some juggling for seeding. The Phillies are currently sitting at that 6th seed and would play the 3rd-seeded Cardinals if it were to end today. If the Phils are able to catch the Padres, they own that tiebreaker and would get the 5 seed and play the Mets or the Braves in that NL Wildcard Division Series, which is set to begin on Friday. Go Phillies. Now it's time for our top plays of the week, courtesy of Delaware Live Sports. We've got 4 good ones for you here from week number 4. We'll get started at number 4, Evan Budinger to Kyle Manley, a 66-yard touchdown pass and catch for Red Lion. Budinger straight 3-step drop back, lofting to the sideline. Kyle Manley goes up and gets it, makes the catch, and then able to reverse field for the 60-yard touchdown. What a play for Red Lion there at number 4. On to number 3, this one courtesy of Wilmington Friends. It's Sawyer Rowland to Cora Lowcamp. This would be a game winner in overtime. Rowland has it, finds Lowcamp, who's able to finish off the one-timer. A big goal there, a game winner at number 3. On to number 2, this one courtesy of WSAL from Sally's. Jacob Ziegler doing it on the defensive end. The Sal's already up 7-0. This one gets a little bit high, finds Ziegler in the defense who makes the interception. He's going to take off down the sideline. That's good for a 70-yard pick 6 for Jacob Ziegler. What a play there for Salesianum. They got the win as well in that one. Then this one courtesy of James Simmons Jr. and Mount Pleasant. Check out James Simmons here doing it on special teams. Here's the kickoff. He's going to field it, heels at the 18, leaps over a defender up the middle, and then there goes the speed. Able to find the sideline, 40 to the 30. Has 2 defenders to beat, but they aren't even going to touch him as he gets into the end zone. James Simmons, your top play this week. Well, that'll do it for sports this week. Matt, back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Well, when we come back, find out which Delaware Historical Museum is opening their doors back up this weekend. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like, what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Well, it was a good day for the Wilmington Police Department as they got to celebrate National Coffee with a Cop Day. WPD visited the local Starbucks here on Market Street to greet customers as a friendly way to enhance public safety here in Wilmington. And after a year of being closed, Hagley Museum will soon be open with a brand new exhibit. Nation of Inventors is Hagley Museum's new permanent exhibit that opens October 8th. The museum has been closed for the past year due to storm damage and flooding from Hurricane Ida.
So Nation of Inventors is all about 19th century innovation and invention, exploring the history of the patent office in the United States and also exploring the stories behind the inventors themselves, who they were, what their motivations were.
To find out more information about this exhibit and the reopening of the museum, go to hagley.org/inventors. And Wilmington is getting a bit of star power this weekend as cast members from the popular TV show Gilmore Girls and Academy Award nominee Virginia Madsen is taking the stage at Theater N. The play, titled Right Before I Go, highlights the raw struggles of people in all walks of life that have died by suicide. The play brings to life the last words written in letters by individuals lost, including celebrities, veterans, children, and those identifying as LGBTQ+ people who have experienced a range of mental health calamities, as well as those who have suffered suicide attempts. Stan Zimmerman, who's a writer and one of the actors in the play, tells DETV what he learned about the process in creating this play.
I wanted to use my craft to end the shame and to start a discussion about this very important subject.
But he has this wonderful personal story that he's used to thread the needle between these really intense personal moments from people's lives. And it ends on this really upbeat, hopeful, conversation-provoking note. It's a lovely, important piece.
For more information about the play and how you can grab your tickets, you can go to theatern.com. And lastly, before we go, the former executive director of racing at Delaware Park was honored in a dedication ceremony. The 7-furlong turf course was dedicated to John E. Mooney. The longtime owner officially retired on August 1st after being involved in nearly 40 years.
It's been wonderful years here at Delaware Park. It's a terrific facility. And I can't thank all the legislators over the years for all they've done to support this industry, this racetrack, and all the people that work here.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Be sure to check us out all across your favorite social media platforms and be sure to visit our website to find all about our local programming. That's detvch.com. Take care, stay well, and we'll see you next time.